afternoon, or evening, and welcome to another Computer Tutor tutorial from your friends at Computer Tutor. Today we are going to talk about opening File Explorer and moving files from one location to another using two File Explorer windows. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and drive the mouse down to the bottom taskbar, place my arrow on File Explorer, and click. When I do this, I have opened one File Explorer window. To open a second File Explorer window, I'm going to bring the cursor down on top of that same exact File Explorer icon, but this time I will right-click using my middle finger. I get this right-click menu. I will move up to the word File Explorer and click on that. Of course, moving back into a left click. Now I have two windows open. What I'm going to do next is move these two windows to either corner of my screen. I'll do this by placing the cursor at the top title bar of the top window. I'm going to left click, hold down my mouse, and move the cursor to the top right-hand corner, bringing the arrow itself to the extreme edge of the screen, and then I will release. I'm going to bring my cursor down to the title bar of the opposite window, left click, hold down the mouse, and place that cursor in the left extreme corner, and then release. With my windows now side by side, I'd like to make them take up the entire screen, since as you can see they are only taking up 1/4 of the screen. In order to do this, I bring my cursor to where the window meets the background. And at that fine line, the cursor arrow will change from a single large arrow into a two-headed arrow. Left click, hold down your mouse, and pull that window down toward the taskbar. Release, and now move the mouse over to the opposite window, and let's do the same thing. Once again, wiggling that cursor around until it turns into a two-headed arrow. See if I can show that to you a little bit better there. Left click, hold down the mouse, and pull that window down to the bottom of the screen. Now I have my two windows side by side. My desktop that I'd like to copy or move files from, and the destination, which will be the Documents folder. On the right-hand side, I've double-clicked on the Documents folder. On the left-hand side, I've double-clicked on the Desktop folder. If I do not see my icons in a list like this, be sure you move your mouse to the ribbon, clicking on top of the word View, and moving down to the word Details. That will give you this list or detailed view of your files. I'd like to select consecutive files or folders. Consecutive, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I would like to move these folders, I will hold down my Shift key and click the consecutive line items I'd like to move. Here are 4 folders I will be moving into the Documents folder. Once again, I click on the very first one, use the left hand to hold down the Shift key on the keyboard, back to the mouse when I left click on top of the items in a consecutive list. Release the Shift key, back to the mouse. Left click, hold down that mouse button, and drag these items directly over top of the word Documents. Do not release your mouse button until you see the word Move to Documents appear. Notice I have a little folder with the number 4 and the word Move to Documents on my screen. That is 4 folders that will be moved to Documents when I let go of my left mouse button. I'm going to do that now. Those 4 items have been moved into the Documents folder. Now I'm going to show you how to select random files or folders for moving. You'll click on the very first file that you would like to use. You'll then take the hand over to the keyboard and hold down the Control key. Remember to continue to hold down the Control key as you then left click on top of the random files or folders you would like to move to a new location. Once you've selected all of the random files, release the mouse and the keyboard. Left click again on top of any of the items that are highlighted. You are now holding those for a drag and drop movement. We now have 6 miscellaneous or randomly selected files from the desktop that we will be moving over to Documents. I will place them over top of the word Documents until I see the word Move to Documents. Now I can release my mouse button, and that fast, those random items are being moved to the Documents folder. Alright, a quick little review of what we just did. I'm going to take the last items and move those over to my Documents folder. If I would like to select a consecutive list of items, I click on the first one, hold down the Shift key, and click on the last one in that grouping. Placing the mouse over top of the folders or files that I'd like to move, I then left click on the mouse, drag those items over to the name of the folder I'd like to move them to. Once I see the confirmation that says Move To and the document's name, I will then release, knowing that those files or folders are going to the correct destination. If I would like to select random items, I will go ahead and use clicking on the very first item, holding down the Control key, and clicking on the next item in the list. I release the Control key, left click the mouse button once again, and drag those 2 items to their destination. In this example, it is Documents. I will release and see those 2 items land in their destination. And then lastly, when I get to the desktop, you'll notice I've got some random icons out here all over the place. Another quick little lesson to you is right-click anywhere on the desktop, move to the word View, and then you can move down here and click on Auto Arrange Icons, and then that will neatly place all of your icons in nice, neat little columns. This has been another Computer Tutor tutorial. Thank you for watching. Make sure you click that subscribe button and tell your friends what we do here.